It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
Well, good morning. No Steve this morning. And listen, I don't want to get into broadcasting his personal business, but let's just say that Rosemary was probably holding back a big clump of curly hair last night, right? Now we hope he feels better. He'll be back at it in no time.
Knew something was up. Yeah, yesterday there was like a company meeting and they had donuts. And he had a donut. He's like, God, I had some of that and I'm feeling kind of nauseous. I'm like, well, you don't eat that stuff that very often, but I said something is going around. And he just
I didn't feel good yesterday either. My stomach was like very inflamed. But I also had like 5 glasses of wine at his little event, so that was pretty
okay.
Yeah, well.
That will inflame the gut occasionally. 5 glasses.
I don't know, maybe like 3, but
you got to wash down all those hors d'oeuvres that you didn't get.
Right.
She just adds, and I had a beer. Yeah.
And a couple of shots, and that's it. Then I snorted a line of Coke, a couple of bong hits, cannonball
it was
coming.
A party.
Yeah. There is something going around. You know what it is? It's a frickin' cougar going around.
All right.
So we started the show yesterday talking about that cougar in the Lowry Hill neighborhood. And now, I like that. I feel like I'm at I don't know, what's a Nittany Lion football game? There you go. Mm-hmm. They play that, I don't know, Bobcats, Montana State. Hey, that reminds me, since we've got the cougar out today, what's the difference between a bobcat and a cougar?
Ooh, size.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you ride a bobcat, a cougar rides you. You see what we can do there there's a bobcat with the little... all right. Well, anyway, this thing's hanging around. Now the DNR says that it's been spotted a second time. They think it's using the Cedar Lake Trail, hitting all the classy neighborhoods near Lake of the Isles. Spotted yesterday afternoon. A bunch of tracks, actually, is what they spotted. So this thing has been hanging around. Keep GG close. It's got to eat, right?
They think it's the same one?
Well, it's got to be. I mean, I suppose you're right, Tony. It could be more than one cougar out there dashing around the Twin Cities, but it's so rare. You have to go back to 2004 for the last sighting. But I suppose now that we have a little snow on the ground, you don't know how often these things come through. We're not, professional trackers. Like, here's a broken twig. I smell cougar piss. These things could have been around. We don't know. Someone caught one on a cam. These motion cameras to keep your house safe and check on things are much more common than they used to be. So now with a little snow on the ground, this thing's hanging about, and they have to eat. It's going to stick around while it has some food. So I suppose we have raccoons. I saw a possum on the North Loop a few weeks back. So
puppies.
They're out there, and little poodles, cats. They'll snag a cat. So anyway, the city of Minneapolis offering the following tips if confronted by this vicious animal. Don't run, they say. Running will provoke the predatory chasing behavior of cougars as it would with other predators such as bears, coyotes, and wolves. So don't run, which, is a great theory.
Right.
But you're going to run. Pick up small children or GGs that are with you. Get them off the ground. Yeah. Now, this is the part I love. Directly face the cougar, but look at the cougar's feet. Not directly into their eyes to avoid appearing aggressive. I do this at bars when I was younger. Some of those dive bars I'd go into. I know I keep making cougar jokes, but I think this is funny. Directly face the cougar. You're not running now, remember? You've picked up the dog. You've picked up the child. Now face the cougar and stare at the cougar's feet. I hope the cougar's not self-conscious about its feet. You don't want to avoid to appear aggressive. You know how that goes. If the cougar displays aggressive behavior, try to appear larger.
Could you put your hands in your pockets and whistle? Just seem like you're bored.
I'm ignoring you. What cougar? They say raise your arms, open your jacket over your head. You're going to look like a complete jackass out there. And, you're going to do the same thing everyone's going to do. You're going to get your phone out and try and get a picture of it. Record it. Make noise by yelling, blowing a whistle, or an air horn.
Oh, if you happen to have one on,
they'll clear the shelves today, Tony. There will be more than one person headed right down to Target, Walmart. What do you have for air horns?
Yeah, that's what I want for Christmas, you guys.
Okay.
You want an air horn?
Yeah.
Only if you use it on the air.
Of course.
If you have an umbrella, where are we? London? If you have an umbrella, quickly open and close it while facing the cougar. You can tell cougars don't come through Minneapolis very often. I've lived in cougar country. We don't hear all these silly things. Do not approach the cougar. Give it ample space to run away. Don't corner it. Try and catch it. Try and pet it. They like to be scratched right behind the ears. And if they flop, get the belly. Oh, they love that. If there are cubs, be careful not to get between them and mom.
God.
Goes, well, don't get near the cubs. Yeah, that's near. We have a lot of stories this morning. The Wild are on a winning streak. The Timberwolves are killing it. That's what happens when the Vikings are on a bye week and we don't really have a quarterback, that we're super stoked about right now. We start watching other sports, right? We'll talk about the Wild. A great interview with an NHL goalie last night that had everyone cracking up. We got that coming up. We've got a Tony bit. We have Mike Evans recorded. Hell, stick around. Hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
That's right, the 92 KQRS part. I got a little jumpy right there, because we're down a man this morning. We're only giving 75% at work. 3/4. That's not bad. I don't know if you guys saw this story or not, but they say you shouldn't give 100% at work. You should give 85%. Forget what your high school coach told you. Forget the boss and that 110% crap. They say you shouldn't. The idea is called the 85% rule. Says instead of giving max effort, loosen up a little. Give 85% instead. They'd be happy if we gave 85% around here. They say it keeps you more flexible, more present, helps you be more creative, keeps you from burning out. So go ahead and pump the brakes at work today. You know where that rule comes from? The Olympic runner, Carl Lewis, the great Olympic sprinter.
And the great singer.
Was he?
Remember? No, God, no. He did the national anthem.
Oh, God, that's
and
right.
completely lost it.
Yeah, I completely lost it. Yeah, thanks. And not like Roseanne Barr lost it, where she was trying to make a farce of the entire thing. He just can't sing. Well, who?
Yeah, and he forgot the lyrics.
That's tough. I mean, if you hand me a microphone and put me in front of a stadium full of people. I remember being out at a Patriot Ride was a thing we did with Dennis Kirk and for many years around town, and a bunch of our biker buddies and many more people than that. And one day I get up there and they're like, oh, Brian, real quick, before we get the festivities started today, would you lead everyone in the Pledge of Allegiance? I was like, yeah, cool, man, I'll do that. All right, here we go. We get started, and Brian here with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Can You See by the dawn's early light. I was saved by, we had a bunch of kids up there that were getting ready to make a presentation. And I looked down at the little girl standing to my right and I said, why don't you get us started with the Pledge of Allegiance? Wouldn't that be fun for everyone? Thank goodness. I completely choked. But yeah, Carl Lewis said he'd start his races slower. He'd give 85% and then crank things up and pass the other runners who were too tense and slowing down. In other words, he just rubbed it in their face. I'm going to give you a little head start here and then, blow past you. That's the Carl Lewis method. All right. Mike Evans, Hollywood Report. We've got a recorded something ready to go this morning, Tony.
Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody. It's me, Mike Evans. Welcome to Wednesday. We're on the road again. Big Christmas surprises. Feuding John Voight and his daughter Angelina Jolie and the grandkids will all spend Christmas together, putting the feud aside. And Britney Spears and her sister and her mom also reportedly will spend Christmas together. Little movie news, it is official. The Oscars will air an hour earlier than usual on ABC TV March 10th. The Oscars drew 18.7 million viewers last year. But back in 2014, the Oscars drew 39 million viewers. My prediction for the 2024 Oscars coming up in March, it'll be the lowest Oscar viewage ever. The Shepherd is a great little 38-minute short streaming now that will get you ready for Christmas. John Travolta produced it. This sweet Christmas film, again, is streaming now. Write it down. The Shepherd, only 38 minutes. With both Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega out of Scream 7, I'm hearing Scream 7 may not even happen now. Here's a sidebar on Jenna Ortega. While she is a vegan, she eats a lot of seafood. It's unusual. I really love Maestro with Bradley Cooper and Carey Mulligan, the strained and unique loves of the great American conductor Leonard Bernstein.
Carnegie Hall under the musical direction of Leonard Bernstein.
And it is now playing in limited release, but it will be streaming December 20th. Maestro.
Bernstein.
Odds and ends, Nick Cannon will spend the rest of the month, he says, Christmas shopping for his 12 kids. Well, I hope he has enough time. I hope he has enough money. Gary Sinise will spend Christmas entertaining military personnel who can't make it home with his Lieutenant Dan band at various military bases around the country. What a great guy. Kris Jenner still bragging about her $3,000 feather boots. I kid you not, $3,000 feather boots. Some oldies but goodie news. The Rolling Stones are adding more dates to their limited tour next year. Mick Jagger spends the holidays usually in seclusion, worried about being out in public, catching the flu or COVID. Again, Mick also says he wants to be really healthy for that tour. And Ringo Starr is going to extend his Las Vegas residency schedule. That's good news. And a little heads up. I have meetings today, big dinner tonight, early flight tomorrow, so I'm going to do something I very rarely do. No report at all tomorrow, not even an MP3. Going to take the day off for some travel and then be back live on Friday. Have a great day. Talk to you back in studio Friday. Mike Evans, say it.
Thanks,
Mike
Mikey.
Evans, giving us 85% this week, isn't he? What's it is December. I was just talking about that with a friend recently, and like, I got to get this done before the end of the year, but I can't find anyone to help me. I'm like, we're all in a holiday mode. You can say, there's 3 more weeks or 2.5 more weeks or whatever of work before you get a little Christmas break, but it's just hard to get anything accomplished in December, productive anyway. You mentioned Angelina Jolie there at the beginning. She's going to get together with her dad, John Voight. They've battled over the years, as kids and parents will do sometimes. No doubt Angelina Jolie, incredibly beautiful and talented. But I just saw an article this morning in the New York Post, since he brought it up. Angelina Jolie says her kids are the closest people to me in my life, and of course, refugees from war and conflict. What? I just, she's been through a few relationships, high-profile relationships with Billy Bob and Brad, and you get a feeling she takes life a little too seriously, don't you?
And she adds, and they like to color.
Yeah, the refugee, just hanging. All right. My best friends are war refugees. The Minnesota Wild, did they trade out a different team? I mean, man, when Coach Evison was fired, I was bummed. I mean, obviously they were stinking it up. I don't know, they're on a 7 or 8 game losing streak, and this is primarily the same team from last year that should be winning some games. And it was like, wow, what is it? They just are, laying a rotten egg out there on the ice. And I like Coach Evison, just personally, the way he conducted himself, the team he put together, the way he coached. But goodbye, Coach. Hope you're doing well out there because the Wild are killing it. I mean, he's probably not even turning on the TV or logging on to the news these days. What is it, 4 in a row now? Boldy scored twice. John Hines came in. He's 4-0 now, tied for the best start for a Wild coach. I doubt they'll probably lose another game this year.
Yeah, they're really responding to him.
Yeah, it's just, it happens that way sometimes, doesn't it? I mean, it's just, you can't understand what brings a professional team together and gels in the locker room, but certainly a wake-up call, but a bit more than that. I was reading some of this John Hines in an interview going through. It's just weird to say John Hines, isn't it, Tony?
I know.
We know him. Candace, do you ever meet John Hines, the old radio DJ?
No, I know him, of course.
Yes, of course. Yeah, he's been around. That voice been around on several different signals over the years. But, I mean, he just kind of came in with a different philosophy, and it seemed to wake the team up. I bring up the Wild because they're winning and because of this post-game interview last night. This is not with Wild. After beating the Dallas Stars, Tampa Bay Lightning goalie Andre Vasilevsky, I know I was going to screw that up, has a post-game interview interrupted by one of his teammates. See if you can hear what happens.
Your mind in the last 48 hours from the end of the game on Saturday to the start of this one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't great feeling last game, but...
Is that Tony Lee?
What was the question?
Oh my God!
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't. No one knows what the question was anymore. That was a good one, man.
That's hilarious.
And he said later on, the guy interviewed him said, I don't think it was him. I think it came from behind me. It's kind of like the JFK shooting.
Oh.
No, it came from the grassy knoll over there. I looped that for you, Tony.
That's great.
Yeah,
It's like a honk.
It's just a good honker, isn't it? A soft dump in the corner, as they call that in hockey.
Why does it always happen right when there's like a pause in the conversation?
I like that Andre just can't even recover. He's just giggling his way. You can see the microphone shaking in the interview, too, so the reporter's cracking up. What was the question? I don't know. Good game. There it is. Sounds like the same one. And the Timberwolves, I haven't been paying attention as much. I got to start watching some basketball, I guess. The Timberwolves are killing it. It's been so long, it seems, since they've been really good that you just sort of it's like if the Vikings had a losing season every year, you'd just be like, call me when you're better. But the Timberwolves are killing it, you're saying.
Yeah, it's great, and they're playing really loose. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's fun to see a team do that. Well, the Vikes this weekend, we'll see. I think Dobbs gets the start this weekend. They're off to Las Vegas, and hey, they're still in the playoff hunt. I mean, 6-6, they're still very much there, and I think it's going to be a super interesting end of the season. That last 3-week run with the Lions, Green Bay, and the Lions again to wrap up the NFC North should be entertaining as hell. And if they pick up a couple of wins here with Vegas, or the Raiders rather, Las Vegas Raiders and Cincy, they're right in it. Talking about holiday parties yesterday, I don't know if you caught Chris, our listener, calling in with the ultimate holiday party disaster. A coworker barfs all over her, like Stand By Me eating the blueberry pie barfing, where he barfs all over everything and everyone and can't stop that dream sequence. And in her face, too. She got it in her mouth.
In the
How
mouth
awkward.
and in the purse.
Oh, man. Candace, have you ever just barfed so much, like a bucket of barf where it just keeps coming? You ever,
No, but I was, we were going to a concert at the X. She's going to be mad that I said this, but it's fine. I'll just use a fake name. My friend Maria.
Maria, wait a minute.
We decided to take a shot at one of the bars right by the XL, and we were all down, and I did it like a champ, and she did it, and then right away she threw it right up. She grabbed a beer glass and filled the whole thing up with vomit.
And then just set it on the bar and walked away.
And no one saw, I don't think, but yeah.
That would have been a champ move if she would have then slammed the beer glass. She would live in infamy.
My friend Chris House, I remember, threw up, but he threw up delicately into a glass at the bar, but he still put his pinky up. It gave him so much heat.
That's beautiful. I was at a bar one time. Which one was it? I had Five Corners or something down there. And I'm all the way up at the bar, and I realized, and we slam a beer. Chug it, dude. So we slammed the beer, and I had been slamming. I'd been at it for a while, and it was time to barf. And I am at a packed bar, and the door is all the way on the other side of the bar, and I start cutting through the people with some... I got a barf, so I'm still trying to, and I start puking in my mouth, and I just let a little bit out at a time, just like a blurp, 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 blurp. As I was going, I would just point my head down and just kind of let it out. By the time I got to the door and got outside, I was pretty much done barfing. I had barfed all the way from the bar. I don't know how many shoes I must have hit.
Oh, you left a trail.
I left a trail of barf. I did that. Holiday parties.
Well, you could find your way back.
Brilliant. Holiday parties, we talked about it yesterday, and that sounds like it's time for a Tony Lee holiday party bit right here on KQ.
Here you go, kids.
It's time for the office holiday party. A chance to loosen your tie, celebrate with coworkers, get to know them better, enjoy the buffet, use company drink tickets, use several more found under the table, make inappropriate toast, mention the lack of bonus this year, room is silent, misread boss's wife's smile, awkward grope causes scream, apology comes out as racial slur, immediately fired, sloppy roundhouse kick misses, pastry table overturned, suits ruined by creamy frosting, security arrives, guns drawn, unable to hear guards yell because of obese accountant's bad karaoke, bullets enter and exit through festive holiday v-neck, fall face first into bowl of jello, your last thought realizing they'll find the porn in your desk drawer and you never used all your vacation time. But for now, we've got everything for your office party decorations. From charming lighted reindeer centerpieces to snowflake name tags. Save now at all Walmart stores.
Well, I like it when you get really serious and change the mood there. All right, outstanding. Remember to stream 92 KQRS on your phone. Listen anywhere you go, and don't put in earbuds. Just crank it loud on the speakerphone. Hold it up to people's faces. That's how we do it. Just search 92 KQRS at the App Store. Listen on your phone from anywhere. For your favorite audio, just blurt out, search 92 KQRS on the iHeartRadio app, and keep listening. I have a great story coming up. You know these judges with these that hand out these creative sentences, like, all right, you've been a bad husband, so you've got to go live with your mother-in-law for a month, or something weird like that. Generally, I roll my eyes, but this one's pretty good. And also, science strikes again. This is fascinating. Science has determined what exactly is the perfect male and female butt. Oh. Yeah, okay. I haven't dug into it, but I'm pretty sure it's not mine. We're going to get to that at 7 o'clock. Hang tight.
I'm trying to use the phone.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. Zep, Tony, Candace, and Steve Gorman are the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
That pompatus thing, it gets talked about all the time. I hate to bring it up, but you're listening to the song because people thought for years that word was made up. Steve Miller made it up, but he said in an interview when he went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, when he was bitching at everyone, he took a break there and said that he got it from an old, I forget who did it, the Medallions, an old 1954 song called The Letter. Yeah, I looked it up. Let me whisper sweet words of pismotality and discuss the pompatus of love. Wait a minute, wow. Pismotality? Pizmotality. Pismotality.
Is that contagious?
If you get close enough, someone. Tony, you know what that means? I Googled that also. A word coined in 1954 by the Medallions. They say pismotality means words so secret they can only be revealed to a lover.
Huh.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, I knew that'd get your imagination. Made up words. Well, speaking of made up words, before we get on to this creative sentencing story this judge handed out, which I think is pretty cool, the Minnesota Snowplow Contest is back on. Just a heads up. I don't know if anyone's going to top Cleopatra. I mean, that was just freaking brilliant.
That's hilarious.
Hand snow low. What was it? Plowy McPlow face.
Yeah.
Blader tot hot dish or something. I don't know. But that's back. They're taking suggestions on the MnDOT page through December 15th if you want to get in on the action. That's going to get interesting again once pot is fully legal recreationally in Montana. Mm-hmm. You'll be sitting around coming up with some good ones. Hang on, I'm going to hack up a little morning sin there. There we go. All right, so this creative sentencing the judges sometimes hand out. Sometimes I think they're just trying to be too clever, or they just want to go viral or something like this, but not bad here. This happened back in September. A 39-year-old woman near Cleveland named Rosemary got arrested for throwing a burrito bowl at a Chipotle worker. What's going wrong? What happened? Because it's not about the burrito bowl or the service at this particular Chipotle. It's about your life. If something's not going, whatever keeps you up at night, and you roll out of bed pissed off, and you go down, and they didn't put on enough cheese or too much cheese, and you just whip the burrito bowl at the Chipotle worker.
Not cool.
I saw a guy at a Taco Bell, and he was waiting for his order, and the bus came and left before he got his order, so he was so mad he picked up the taco burrito and wailed it at the clerk and got him in the face, which was horrible, but it was pretty funny.
It is funny. By the way, I just happened to notice that the double-decker taco is back for a limited time at TB. Just saying, not saying, just saying. I'm going to put that in her head. I know now I'm going to be drooling through this entire story. So anyway, she didn't think it was made well enough or something, started yelling at the girl, threw it in her face. The footage went viral, dropping a lot, just absolutely went nuclear because she didn't think her burrito bowl was assembled well. I can't stop hacking it up this morning. I'm the next one, getting something. Tomorrow, maybe Mike Evans and I will take tomorrow off. Anyway, so his name is Timothy Gilligan.
Really?
Are you kidding me? I lied. I hadn't even read the judge's name.
Buddy.
Yeah, our little buddy, Judge Gilligan, could either give her 180 days in jail. She let her decide. In fact, I'll go ahead and just roll the audio now. This isn't bad.
Do you want to walk in her shoes for 2 months and learn how people should treat people, or do you want to do your jail time?
I'd like to walk in her shoes.
She didn't get a snap on her wrist. She's going to learn how to work in fast food, and hopefully it'll be good.
And no one deserves that. So I thought, why should the city taxpayers pay for her and feed her for 90 days in jail if I can teach her a sense of empathy?
That's not bad, all right? Now she's got to keep an eye on her. I don't know if she's tackled some of those demons she has in her life. I don't want her making my fast food necessarily. But yeah, why don't you get on the other side of the counter? Because why are they taking the brunt of it? Fast food workers, we just kind of take it out on them, our bad day, right? I eat fast food. So yeah, she could go to jail for 180 days or 60 days, cut that time working behind the counter at a fast food place and learning a little bit about what other people do. Think about what you've done. Get behind the counter. And because that can be a grind, I imagine. You guys ever work at a fast food place? I never did.
No, work behind the counter, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a bit of a grind. But, you're making the big bucks, so that's cool.
Discount on food?
Yeah.
Judge Gilligan. All right, hats off to the Judge Gilligan there. All right, now we'll move along to the science has determined what the perfect male and female buttocks looks like.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, it's all about the waist to hip ratio, Candace. Mm-hmm. Anyone that's in front of me, I'm excited to see. That's beautiful. I love it. Not just on the street, but I'm talking about a bare butt. Mm-hmm. The findings from 2 studies published in an academic journal show that size is not the most important factor. What is that? The Kardashian effect, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just the bigger, the better. In one study by surgeons in California, experts recruited 1,100 men and women and asked them to look at a picture of 8 different sets of female butts. All right. They were then asked to indicate to researchers which one they found the most attractive. Results showed that people found waist-to-hip ratio of 0.65 most attractive. What does that mean?
Right.
The number resulted in a more narrow waist that flared slightly into the hips. See, this is about taste. So I'm looking at these, by the way. This is on Daily Mail. You want to check that out, dailymail.com. Story this morning. Women's rear ends were ranked, and so then they give the ratios here, and they just get wider and bigger and fuller. So 0.65, that's fairly narrow. It's not the straight 0.8, but it's not the really badonkadonk 0.55. Mm-hmm. That's a nice big butt. Again, I think all of these butts look fantastic. These are digitally produced, by the way. So these are not real butts.
Well, it's all about how you carry yourself.
Yeah, no. Okay, so every guy that I've been with before this current guy has had the whole straight, like the back is just the butt. The back just goes into the butt. There's no like pop out or anything. It's
flat
just
butt.
Flat.
You gotta have a belt cinched up, or their pants would around the ankles. Yeah.
But no, now I got a little
It's got it going on.
I love a good butt on a guy.
My buttocks.
You're an ass woman. Hey, you know
love
what?
It. I like to see them walk away,
Say it walking, baby.
Exactly. Just walk around. Maybe have them put on a jock strap and do a little cleaning around the house for you.
Well, it's just nice to see. You don't want the back butt isn't great looking. All right.
What do you mean the back butt?
Like the
as
back.
opposed to the front butt?
The flat. She means the flat butt.
The back.
Yeah,
the back where it just goes right into
the
no butt.
Right.
I like
to see some butt.
Yeah. Is it? Do you like to watch it jiggle? Do you like if it moves, or does it? You're a firm butt person.
Does he respond to the touch, the butt?
The butt touch.
Like a good little swat here and there.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the guys' butts now. The rear ends men
What's
ranked
new?
first to last place. Well, I know. Hey, different strokes for different folks, but it's mine. I'm looking in the mirror.
All right.
They all look the same.
They all do look exactly. All the men's butts look exactly the same. By the way, I did find out from a gal back during the sexy time, where you send each other pictures during that little courting phase. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but just maybe a sexy picture or something like that. I received a butt shot. Very appreciative. Loved the butt shot, and think I forgot to say something like I love the butt shot. I was busy. I was in the middle of something and didn't respond. Right? You've got to respond when they send you a sexy picture, and I mean right now. There can be no delay. They should have a different setting on your phone for sexting. You get that beep. I have just a little diddly. When I get a text, I need aruga when I get a sext. So I go, I got to get that. I got to get that right now. And I got to respond immediately because for every second that ticks by, they're sitting there going, oh my God, he does. Yeah. Is he sharing it with everyone? Does he not like it? You're putting yourself out there. You're vulnerable.
Is he turned off? Is he shamed? Is he afraid of me?
And she said, do you know how hard I had to work to get that butt shot? I'm like, you took a picture of your butt. She said, go take a picture of your ass. Go ahead, Zepp. And I tried. It's very difficult. Yeah. I had no idea. It's behind you, first of all, and then just trying to get it in the mirror and hold the phone. I found it very difficult. I have a new appreciation for butt shots.
Well, that's what roommates are for.
Yeah, I said, hey, do you mind? I'm just starting to see this chick, and could you get a good dick pic here for me, Tony?
I'd help you guys out. I'd take a picture of your butt, not your
Would
dick,
you?
But your butt, yeah, for sure.
You'd help out with the butt one?
Yeah.
Not happening on my end, I guess. And if Tony's doing it, it's only to prank someone.
I would love a request for that. It's been a while.
Hey, I don't know if anyone out there has a kid on Amazon's Prime Student program. I'm not hip to this, but I bring it up because if you've got a kid in college, tell them to stop wasting time studying for finals and jump on this right now. Amazon is offering college students flights home for the holidays for $25. Mm. Yeah, I just looked at a flight for my daughter back to Minnesota, and it's a hell of a lot more than $25, I'll tell you that. Now, they do have to be a member of Amazon's Prime Student Program. The limited number of tickets each day, 3,000 of them total. So it started yesterday, but there's that word again. They're offering 1,000 tickets today, then another 1,000 tomorrow. The select routes to all 50 states, depart, blah, 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 blah. Just check it out. You have to sign into Amazon Prime Student. Just a little heads up there for you if you got that going on.
Cool.
Ew.
My butt.
Christmas. I know. I love a little good butt talk in the morning. All right, I'm going to close the page, Brian. Put it down. I was looking at that other ratio. There's the 1.0 ratio. Have you seen that one? Mm-mm. That's like 4 butts in one. That's a lot of. You can't even find pants, even stretch pants. All right, anyway, moving along to another topic here. The most hated Halloween candy, or hated. See there, I said holiday candies. I said Halloween because when I saw this article, I went, oh yeah, there is holiday candies, aren't there? But it's not like Halloween candies. We don't focus in on it. It's holiday candies, and they generally suck. And I found this to be true because I went down through the list. See what you guys think. First of all, top of the list, I'm going to start there. You're not supposed to, but reindeer corn. Number one again. They're just trying to repackage candy corn. Reindeer corn. Now, Tony, you like that sugar wax.
I love candy corn.
All right.
Yes.
You're a candy corn guy. Well, it is the most hated holiday candy of all time, reindeer corn.
Fine.
And then going down the list, Christmas nougat. Chewy, minty, popular with a very select number of people, but apparently hated. Cherry cordials. Is that the one the cherries are inside the chocolate with the goop?
I love those. Yeah.
Oh, you do? With the goop? My mom likes those too. I guess. I don't know about non-peppermint candy canes.
Don't like candy canes.
Yeah, they're just awkward, aren't they?
Yeah, they're sticky and they
rude
splinter.
That's when they become fun. You just snap it off, and it's got that sharp barb, and then you give your brother a good poke right in the arm with it. Non-peppermint candy canes.
They had, when I was a kid, they
different
had the
flavors.
90s, man. They had like Jolly Rancher flavored ones.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy Sour Patch Kids flavored candy.
Your generation was really raised on the sugar. Yeah. My generation was raised on just like sugar. Mom just dumped a bunch of frickin' sugar and everything. Cereal, just sugar on your Cheerios. But they found new creative ways to get it into everything for your generation. Holiday Peeps, stop it with the Peeps already. Of course, it's one of the most hated candies. That ribbon candy, that was Grandma's. Do you know what the ribbon candy is?
Yeah, it's pointless.
Yeah, it's
It's like a piece of plastic.
I would have loved to have said that to Grandma when she held out the old-fashioned hard candy mix there with the ribbon candy. Grandma, this is pointless.
Oh, Brian.
And then right across the face.
How do you feel about fruitcake?
Yeah, no.
I love it.
Do you
Love
like
it?
I love fruitcake.
What?
Yes.
I mean, it gets a bad rep, but it's just so dense. It's just, it's a hockey puck, right?
Yeah.
With some fruit and nuts in there. Candace loves the nuts.
No
I know
nuts.
you don't. I know you don't like the nuts. I don't know what your thing is with nuts. Are they bad for your tummy?
I just don't want the nuts in my stuff, like keep the nuts.
There's a drop
nuts
for you,
alone.
Tony.
I know.
I'll
She
keep
doesn't
the
want
nuts.
nuts in her stuff.
Yeah, I just don't. Respect
That's okay.
me.
No. I don't think any less of you. I'm scratching my head. I don't get it.
No means no.
I've got a can of Planters Nut Mix right here in the studio
That's
this morning.
different. I just don't want it in my desserts
Stuff.
and
in your business.
Yeah, just alone is fine.
All right. What about those Lifesaver storybooks?
Oh yeah, those are so cute. Oh,
You like that? It's up. It's one of the most hated candies, but I think that's just people being cynical, a little grinchy. Chocolate oranges.
Yes, I love those too.
All right, one of the most hated, but that's all right. This is by candystore.com, which is Candace's OnlyFans website, candystore.com. Right, watch her eat chocolate oranges, but don't put nuts in her stuff. Peppermint bark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in.
okay.
I like bark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bark.
Yeah.
Yeah, any old bark will do.
Bring on the bark.
Bring on the bark. Well, you know what? I can kick this around all morning long, but I'm going to keep staring at this headline until we do it. Damn it! Now at 8:00 we're giving away Peter Frampton tickets. You want to be here for that? But there is this one headline that just keeps. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but it just keeps. It's like a neon sign going off in the night right outside my window. And if I don't get to this story, and I've peeked at it, it's, even by my standards, a bit shocking and alarming.
Wow.
But it's that time of the year for lists, right? A look back on 2023. It is the 10 weirdest types of porn that people have searched for this past year, and Minnesota shows up. What is wrong with you people? I may have lived in Minnesota for 30 years, but now I'm going to say I'm from South Dakota, because what is wrong with you, Minnesota? We're going to get into the weirdest types of porn searches here at 7:30. Please, hang tight.
My buttocks.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your call this morning about your weird porn search, which we're going to get to here in a second. You know, you guys earlier this morning after the Evans report, we talked about the reporter and the goalie, Tampa Bay Lightning goalie Andrei Vasilevsky. I can't say the name to save my life. Had his 33rd shutout, when they beat the Stars on Monday night. Now I'm seeing in the story that it was the reporter admitting now that he was indeed the one that let one rip. Here's that audio.
What's gone through your mind in the last 48 hours?
Obviously, it wasn't great feeling the last game, but what was the question? Mindset. Yeah. So just
fun. It's just fun. Yeah. So now, this morning the reporter's like, on social media, on X, I guess, or whatever.
Sounded like this kind of. Isn't it sort of wrong? That's nutty. I love it. No one was really listening to what you were saying anyway, Andre. All right, and the Wild on a 4-game win streak. Outstanding. I love it. All right, we have Peter Frampton tickets to give away here at 8:00. Let's get into this. One of these end-of-the-year deals, we're going to get a lot of lists now thrown our way. And this one, just like I said, caught my imagination this morning, because apparently America's perverted spirit is alive and well. The porn site Brazzers just released the 10 weirdest types of porn that got a surprisingly high number of searches this year, and Minnesota shows up with one of them with the most searches. And I'm looking right at you, Candace. It always does. Every year, Minnesota's very high on the list.
Yeah, but guess which search Minnesota showed up with the most searches in Minnesota for this weird type of porn?
Fluffies.
Pokemon. Pokemon porn. Candace, what the hell
How
are
does
you
that
watching?
work?
Well, I love Pokemon. I just don't know if I need it that way, but I'll
You
give
know,
it a try.
How's it spelled? Is it Pokemon?
Weird.
Sure, if you type that into the old search engine. But yeah, people are, well, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
That's what porn is for, right? It's just to kind of, those little fetishes that we might not want to act on all the time, or we're just not bold enough to get off the couch and go seek out. Right there it is on your phone, your laptop, whatever. Pokemon, that comes at number 10, by the way.
Wow.
Most searched weird porn topic. Minnesota with the most searches there. Well, the winters get long, don't they? Alien porn. Tony, now I'm looking at you.
Okay, fair enough.
Alien porn showed up there. I might have to. I don't have an account with browsers, but I'm just curious what that looks like.
Well, think of Star Trek. And Kirk was always getting it on with some sexy extraterrestrial of some sort.
Yeah, that's true. I always wanted to get it on with a green woman. I'm going to be honest with you. As a kid, I was like, I want a green girlfriend.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, right. But when you're shooting a porn, let's face it, they're not putting a lot of production into this, right? What's it look like? Is it someone that just puts on an alien mask and hops into the orgy? I guess, I don't know. These are weird types of porn that Americans have been searching for in 2023. Old man. Now wait a minute. Wow. Why is that weird? What's wrong with old man porn? What?
What?
I'm just saying. I'm ready to go, Coach. Put me in. If you're searching for old man porn out there, I want to hear from you. Poop. Yeah, poop porn. That's always weird. We just don't understand it, right? It's what trips someone's trigger. I know a gal once that only could have an orgasm when she had to poop. So she'd be like, I gotta go really bad. Do you mind? I'm like, I'm sure. Because she would have it put pressure on something inside there and got the job done for her. And she's not the only one. Every time I bring it up, someone else goes, oh yeah, me too.
So
I was just waiting for that.
Took her out for tacos nightly.
Yeah. Constantly bringing home prune juice again. I'm going to make you a cosmopolitan with this fantastic prune juice I picked up today.
New twist on the old fashioned.
Oh my God. Okay, weird porn. So anyway, teach your own. Don't feel embarrassed or ashamed. Hairy porn?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We have a taker over here. Candace is clicking on hairy porn.
Yeah, I'd rather have hair than bare,
Oh, yeah. Wow. So that's a thing, with the old manscaping, is that, some women all cleaned up and some just want hairy. But you're talking about a guy with a big macho hairy chest, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's very, Tom Selleck right there. I don't know who pops into my mind when I think of hairy dudes.
That's popped in there quick.
Top of the I'm just saying. Hey, if Tom Selleck asked me, I'd be like, yeah, all right, Tom.
He's a very handsome man.
Right? He just seems like a cool guy, too, to have a beer with. All right, Star Wars porn. Now I'm looking at myself right here in the computer screen. Star Wars porn. I've not ever Googled or searched out Star Wars porn, but I'm kind of curious. Once again, do we just put on the Princess Leia head bun kind of thing, or someone puts on a C-3PO helmet and away you go? May the Force be with you. Oh my God. Well, that seems a bit aggressive, doesn't it? All right, weird types of porn here. It's only getting weirder now. Sister porn. Number 4 on the list. Most searched weird porn topic, sister porn. Got a sister. I'm just going to move on from that one. It's let's hope that's down south. I don't think that's in Minnesota. We're classy, enlightened individuals when it comes to our porn.
Maybe it means, I hate to say it, a nun.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. That's got my attention. That's taboo.
Or like
forbidden.
Polygamists.
Sure.
Sister wives.
Yes. Tony making sense of it for us this morning. I can dig it. Then we get up to milking porn. I don't know what to do with that one either. I mean, it's right. Milking, mammaries, boobs, but milking, yeah. Okay, well, again, these are weird porn searches. Then your average everyday porn. But out of this list, everyone listening, including the three of us, is going to go Google one of these, at least. 2 burglar porn. That doesn't seem that weird, that whole forbidden intruder kind of thing coming in and, no, don't hurt me, take me, kind of thing. Not in real life, of course, right? The number 1, a weird porn search, again, disturbing, but not illegal, I guess, step-parent porn. It's good old, again, taboo, right? They're not my actual parents. So they're a step-parent. I'm a teenager, not of age, let's say 18, and mom goes out and gets a new husband, and he's hairy, Candace, and he's really into Pokemon, and you just find yourself alone with him, and let the imagination go. It's porn. It's all about imagination, making stuff up, right? Boy, that went fast. We're already out of time. So many other stories to get to. Oh, Candace, you were talking about smart toilets. Yeah, I mean, you said you wanted like a smart toilet, right?
Yeah, I'm sure I said that.
Well, I don't know. We were talking about these smart toilets that take your temperature and clean your bottom with the water, the bidet kind of thing, and you're all about that. Well, be careful. There's been a smart toilet disaster out there. We'll get to that a little bit later on. We've got a game show coming up. I do want to remind everyone to catch up with Steve Gorman and the KQ Morning Show podcast. We got the comedy, the in-depth interviews. I understand we put some stuff on there that doesn't necessarily go on the air. I don't know what that is. Maybe the weird porn searches or something. Anywhere you get podcasts, anytime you want, Steve Gorman and the KQ Morning Show podcast. And now we'll take 2 callers on the KQ92 Talk and Text line, 651-989-ROCK. We're playing Who Rocks? For your tickets to Peter Frampton, Monday, April 1st at the State Theater. Prize provided by Jam Productions. Our runner-up today gets those 4-packs to Glow Holiday Festival. Open select dates now through New Year's Eve at CHS Field. Prize provided by Glow Holiday Festival. 651-989-ROCK. Dial up. Good luck and a hang tight.
You're naughty.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. Zep, Tony, Candace, and Steve Gorman are the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
Well, this is where we just say, Tony, take it away. It's time to give away some Peter Frampton tickets.
Absolutely. This is Excelente. Now we're just going to do some refreshing and good old-fashioned Peter Frampton and maybe a couple others rock trivia.
Ooh, I like rock trivia. I love it when I'm sitting at a bar having a beer and they go, all right, hey, we're going to do a little rock trivia here because I feel like I'm in the know. I might get, 1 out of 10 right. All right, Candace, we just need a couple of contestants starting with
Donna from Maplewood.
Morning, Donna.
Hello.
How do? How are you this morning, Donna? I'm doing all right. Any cougar sightings out there? There's a cougar on the loose in the Twin Cities.
Oh, you're being really, really funny there, Zep.
I'm not actually making my... I know.
You know how old I am.
Oh, no, Donna. I know. We love you, Donna. No, hey, listen, I'm shoulder to shoulder right there with you, Donna. But no, seriously, there's a mountain lion on the loose in the Twin Cities. They saw it a couple of days ago, and then they saw the tracks yesterday. Not in Maplewood, though, so you might be all right. But you know how those suckers travel around. I'm worried about you, Donna. Stay safe out there.
Well, there was a coyote a couple years ago right in my neighborhood, and I live on a busy street. So
yeah, you can handle yourself. Yeah, you can take care of it. All right, okay. Donna, who rocks? We've got a couple of tickets for Peter Frampton. Now, back in the day where he was a big idol, all the ladies were digging Peter Frampton. Comes alive, very sexy. Were you a Frampton fan?
Yes, I was a Frampton fan.
All right. Well, he's coming April 1st. Puts down a pretty good show. Couple of tickets for you if you can win this game. Who rocks? Tony, take it away.
All right, Donna, keep your eyes away from those wild animals just for a second. And your first one, when he was just a kid, Peter Frampton joined his first band. It was called A, Sugar Rush, B, Little Ravens, or C, Satan's Schoolhouse.
Can you say the 3 again?
A, Sugar Rush, B, Little Ravens, C, Satan's Schoolhouse.
I'm going to say Sugar Rush.
I am sorry, it was B, Little Ravens.
That's a tough one. I mean, that's a complete guess
that
unless
was a hard
you...
one.
Yeah, I know. Unless you're just a Frampton, groupie or stalker or something, because we knew he was in Humble Pie, right? They came around 30 Days in the Hole. They've got some classic rockers. All right, well,
great.
That
you
was
just
the stuff with
remember him from.
Oh, did I screw up another one?
you might have.
Shut up,
Chatty
Zach.
Cathy. You.
All right. I'm going to lean back in my chair and listen now.
That's okay. First one is just a good warm-up question. You can get the rest of them right. Number 2, Peter Frampton was childhood friends with which future rock star? A. Meatloaf, B. Billy Gibbons, or C. David Bowie?
I'm going to say David Bowie.
You were correct. They were palsies.
I did not know that. Very good, Donna.
Right.
Number 3, Frampton made a guest appearance on what animated TV show? Was it A. The Simpsons, B. King of the Hill, or C. Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Can you say them again? I'm sorry.
The Simpsons, King of the Hill, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Let's try The Simpsons.
Good call, Donna Bobana.
Yeah, it was a great cameo he made.
Yeah. The episode was Homer Palooza, if you remember specifically.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more for you, Donna. Number 4, the Beatles' White Album was originally titled A. A Doll's House, B. Beetlejuice Box, or C. Betty?
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to say A.
Good job, Donna.
Wow.
Doll's
Yeah,
House.
that was a good guess because you said, oh, my goodness. 3 for 4. Here we go.
Your last one, girl. Although known for very different musical stylings, Neil Young was briefly in a band with A. Saxophonist Kenny G, B. Banjo artist Earl Scruggs, or C. Funk superstar Rick James.
I'm going to say B.
I'm sorry, Donna, it was Rick James.
Yeah,
How about that? Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up. That's got to...
Neil Young on a Peter Frampton question. Come on.
Donna's giving you the business there, Tony.
Well, I said we'd mix it up a little bit with some other rock trivia.
Yeah.
But
I like it. Oh, Donna, 3 for 5. That's solid.
Right,
That's
Donna.
a solid performance. Can easily win these tickets. Peter Frampton. Well, that's Tony. Some days he shows up just to, give the listeners some biz back.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I like that super freak idea. Although we said Kenny G, I got a feeling, having met Neil Young a couple of times, cantankerous is a word that you could use with him, and that's what we love. We love our moody Neil Young, but I got a feeling he would walk right up to Kenny G and just punch him in the mouth.
Yeah, wraps his saxophone around his throat.
I'm going to have to track down some Neil Young super freak. All right, Donna, hang tight. Candace, her competition this morning would be...
Stephen from Monticello.
Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
You know how many golf balls I've lost up at that golf course in Monticello? Probably enough to, put a kid through college. A lot of Titleist ones. Yeah, sounds good. All right, Stephen, 3 for 5. That's what you got to beat here. Who rocks? Tony.
All right, Stefan, number 1. Before going solo in 1971, Peter Frampton released 5 albums with this band. Was it A, Cake, B, Humble Pie, or C, Mott the Hoople?
Humble Pie.
Yes.
Were you listening?
You just knew it.
Now it's a freebie this morning. He probably knew it anyway.
Sure.
It's very, very famous, so people know that. Yeah, right. Thank you, Stephen.
Number 2, Pete Frampton is an avid collector and is passionate about his collection of what? A, porcelain penguins, B, vintage classic cars, or C, fast food sauce packets?
He's got a few cars.
I'm sorry?
Cars?
Yes.
Are you sure it wasn't fast food sauce packets?
Sure. My friend Rich Kronfeld actually collects those.
Of course
Sauce
you have a friend
packets.
that collect those. Now that I think about it, there's a lot of them out there. Those TB ones, again, the double-decker taco is back for a limited. All right, Stephen, you're 2 for 2. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
All right, little Stephen. Number 3, a little-known fact is that Elvis was actually A, a prop comic, B, a natural blonde, or C, a skilled puppeteer.
Elvis was a blonde.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He dyed his hair with shoe polish.
Right. Pissed me off first time I heard it. I'm like, no. Don't say that about the king, man.
Yeah.
But then it turns out it was true. But that was a good look for him. I can't picture him as a blonde.
Mhm.
All right, 3 for 3, so you need one more here, Steven.
All right, here's your last two questions. To provide security at their concert at Altamont, the Rolling Stones hired A, highly trained Dobermans, B, students at a nearby jiu-jitsu academy, or C, the Hells Angels.
Hells Angels.
Didn't go well.
No doubt. That, by the way, happened today, 54 years ago in 1969.
Seriously?
West. I thought that's why you put it in there,
No,
Tony.
I absolutely just grabbed that randomly.
54 years ago today,
No
300,000 fans crowded in there. Keith Richards threatened to jump in himself because he was super drunk. But yeah, Meredith Hunter
Turned out
stabbed by
poorly.
one of the Hells Angels. Yeah, right. I like it. It's timely. All right, well, that's it. You won. But let's get this last question in here. I'm having
Sure.
fun.
Just for bragging rights. Music for the video game Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was actually written by A, Hank Williams Jr., B, Michael Jackson, or C, Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison.
No.
Probably not.
So it was Michael Jackson, but
Interesting.
before video games. But
You're right.
it's all right. You
Morris-
did well.
No, Steven, yeah, you're the winner, man.
Doesn't
You're walking
matter.
away with Frampton tickets April 1st. They're all yours. Donna, that Glow Holiday Festival over there in Lower Town, St. Paul,
Nice.
CH Field, I'm sure it sounds like a Christmas extravaganza. It's beautiful. We got a 4-pack for you, Donna, so you can take Tony,
All right.
Candace, and I. We'll hit the town. Thank you, Donna. All right, thanks, gang.
Good job.
I know it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
She's sassy. She's fun. All right, now listen. In the last segment, we were talking about the weird porn searches, and it came to light that Candace searches for so much Pokemon porn that she put Minnesota at the top of the weird porn search.
Yep.
For Pokemon. There were a lot of odd ones in there, but Star Wars was right there in the middle. Star Wars, that's a weird porn search, and people are digging their Star Wars porn. Tony, you got anything for that?
You know, surprisingly, I do.
Not surprisingly at all.
Welcome to 1-900-FORCE-IT, the sexy chat line for Star Wars enthusiasts. If you have neither a sex life nor a life at all, press 2. Welcome to Sex Chat with your favorite Star Wars character. For Darth Vader, press 2.
The Force is with us. Give it to me good.
Hi, Darth Vader. I can't believe I'm talking to you. I'm Dennis, and I guess I took my own trip to the dark side. Yeah. Well, want to tell you about my girlfriend, my young, nubile, tan, blonde hottie of a girlfriend. She's an art studio model who poses naked.
Continue, Dennis.
Well, one night I picked her up after posing, and she was just wearing her soft robe. Her skin was still glistening with sweat from the lights. The robe slightly open, her lips shiny and slightly parted, her eyes fixed on my zipper. And Darth?
Dennis, continue.
Okay. She starts unzipping my fly, and she stops, gazes into my eyes with a special request. But I had to check with you first. I don't know if I have the nerve to ask such a favor from one so great as you.
I want
yeah.
you to go on. Go on, ask me.
Okay, Darth, we want to know, is the Jedi Master tutored fully by Yoda, the Wise One, before he pilots a Millennium Falcon?
Geek, for that you must die.
No, I haven't seen the movie yet.
For Dennis.
I was actually going to Google Star Wars porn later, but now I'm not going to. You got in all those lines that I was trying to come up with, the dark side, force it, all that good stuff. All right, well, listen, we have another list to get to this morning. Wikipedia's top searches of 2023. All right, not nearly as weird or disturbing, but pretty interesting and cool. Oh, and we have that story. Smart toilets, by the way, are expected to be big sellers for Christmas this year. I don't know who you get a smart toilet for. Maybe you're Christmas gifting yourself. But there has been a smart toilet tragedy. I'm not even kidding about that. We'll get to that story here at 8:30.
It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
Yeah, if you've seen that cougar, that mountain lion roaming around Minneapolis, give us a call. I'm not even kidding about that. Chris, we were talking about it yesterday. It's kind of a fun, random story. Yeah, mountain lion coug on the loose in the Lowry Hill neighborhood. Now, according to a city official, the cougar recently spotted near Kenwood Park. Wow. Officials say there's a concern that the large cat might be using the Cedar Lake Trail system. Start looking for missing pet signs to go up along the Lake of the Isles there.
Oh, no.
Found some tracks in the snow. We were talking about it earlier this morning because this is kind of fun. Well, we don't have a lot of experience with mountain lions, big killer predators out there on the loose. So the DNR has put out, to those of us that just don't know what to do, what if we're confronted? We're walking home or stumbling home drunk from the bar with Gigi, and because you take her to the bar all the time, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Or are you running around Lake of the Isles?
Running around Lake of the Isles.
There's
Sure,
a
exactly.
cougar.
What if, you come face to face with the cougar? We're not talking about Donna, our game show contestant, in the last segment. Who thought I was accused? Because Donna and I have run into each other out at some of these KQ events several times, and she called in with a fantastic story once or twice. I remember about her dad and Bud Grant and that whole thing. And
she's a hottie.
She is a hottie, and she goes, Zep, you know my age. No, but Donna's not on the Donna's on the loose. But we're talking about a killer cougar is what I'm going to start calling it because I'm in the media and I want to be sensational. But this is, they say, pick up the small children or pets if you see the cougar. That's kind of a no-brainer. Yeah. Don't run off and leave the pet to fend for itself against the cougar. But here's the fun one. Now, you got to picture yourself doing this. There it is. The cougar's right there in front of you, face to face. Directly face the cougar, but look at the cougar's feet, not directly into their eyes, to avoid appearing aggressive. Does the cougar get that? I don't know. All right. Yeah. Don't make eye contact with the cougar. Just stare at their feet. Yeah, it sounds like a Minnesotan, doesn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, what are you looking at? What's wrong with my paws?
That's that old joke. One Norwegian was so outgoing, he looked at other people's feet instead of his own. So if you see the cougar out there, face up on him, look them face to face, and then just stare at their feet. You call those feet? Look at those paws. If the cougar displays aggressive behavior, then you're supposed to appear larger, raise your arms or open. We're all just going to run, screaming like little kids. All right, smart toilets.
What a great seg.
Thank you. Just an abrupt segue. Hey, I'm not an eloquent Steve Gorman here, all right? I'm a blue-collar morning show guy. Just, I hit the brakes and jerk the wheel right into the ditch. Hell with that zipper method. I'm just budging in.
Smart toilets.
So the smart toilets. Anyway, they're expecting them to be big sellers, and they have been. So these things come along, and they, I don't know what they do your taxes for you. I don't know what else they do here for you. But tune to your favorite radio. Hey, smart toilet, play 92 KQRS for me. It might just do it. But anyway, these things are supposed to, with an app on your phone, measure your health and take a look at your poop and go, hey, floater, good job. Keep the diet steady, I guess. But having a smart appliance, I guess, all the rage these days. But there's a story making the rounds online about a man in China who had his smart toilet literally burst into flames while he was using it, while he was sitting on it. Was it gas operated? It happened a few weeks ago. I know, right? One good fart and there's a spark in the smart toilet. You didn't think about that when you built it, did you? The man first sensed something was wrong when he smelled smoke. Excuse me.
I have shamed myself.
Yeah. Anyway, he sees plumes of white smoke billowing from the toilet bowl when he gets off. Just then, before he could get the pants yanked up, the toilet exploded, started burning. I'm looking at some photos here. This sucker is, this is a bonfire here. He was not hurt. Didn't singe any of his curlies, I guess.
No hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns, maybe. You had to feel it. It's unclear what kind of smart toilet he had. Yeah, they're not saying here which one to avoid. There are ones that have automatic flushing, heated toilet seats, water conservation features, self-cleaning functions. Wait a minute. Not that I spend a lot of time cleaning my toilet. Probably could use a good going over here, but there you go. Watch out for the smart toilet. Well, it's still in the early stages. They haven't perfected the smart toilet yet. But I am looking at one here on Amazon. This sucker's $250. It does have the bidet, Candace, and then it blows a warm stream of air onto your bottom there to dry it out. That does sound nice. I feel like I'd just be going in there even when I didn't have to. I would start sitting and peeing, that's for sure, just to get a little, rinse of the undercarriage. And then the warm, just right there. That sounds, talk about a fetish.
Titillating.
Isn't it? Wikipedia just put out a rundown of their top 25 searches in 2023. We'll run down through that. Maybe we'll just do the top 10 here. Okay. Wikipedia searches for this past year. We've got some ties here, so let's see where we'll jump in. Barbie, Taylor Swift, Oppenheimer. The big movies, the big concerts. Those get Wikipedia a lot. The Last of Us, that HBO show, based on the video game. You guys watch that? On the Last of Us, the one about the fungus and the zombies.
I'm sorry. I always get that and the other show that sounds just like it confused.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, right. Oh, you're right. The Last of Us. That was fantastic.
I liked that show. He's a hottie.
Right. He's going to be in a new one of those Marvel movies, the Fantastic Four. They just cast him in that. But he's in everything right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm forgetting his name right now. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's in everything right now. Indian Premier League, which is also cricket. Well, this is a worldwide search, I guess. Deaths in 2023. More than 42 million page views. Just seeing who cacked out there.
Well, I just did that the other day for the game show Dead or Not Dead.
Yeah, right. Dead or Not Dead. And then the number one search this year was ChatGPT with nearly 50 million page views a month for the year. Okay. AI, that's all the rage now, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what everybody's talking about, AI. In fact, I haven't even been on the air yet once this morning. I should get my AI laugh. I don't know what format
Yeah, round that up. That's interesting.
All right, I will get that going. So it's not me laughing. I just had to read a few things like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers or something. You read a few things in there. It gets a sense of your voice. And by the way, I didn't even have to do that. I could have just taken a podcast segment, and clipped a couple of things out of there and taught. In other words, anyone could have used my voice that listens and has access to the podcast. And put it in the old, it wasn't ChatGPT, it was another voice AI thing. So I put that sucker in there. And then you just type what you want it to say in your voice. And I just typed laugh. And it laughed back at me. Yeah, it made the hair stand up on my neck. And I did it that morning 3 times. I laughed. Because you guys know me, I never laugh.
I have your laugh right here. That does sound, that's you.
Oh my God, get my shotgun. It needs to be put down. What in God's name? But anyway, we have breaking cougar news. It's one of those, I've got a break for it. It's breaking cougar news this morning. A motorist struck and killed a cougar on a highway in the West Metro. God,
really?
Dang it. I had a feeling there's just too much traffic out there. These wildlife just can't come creeping through. Yeah, a video posted this morning on Facebook shows what appeared to be an SUV with a heavy front end damage and a dead cougar on the side of the road.
Wow.
The driver said the crash took place in Golden Valley. Yeah, so it's in that stretch, right? In Golden Valley on 394 near 100. The driver is sore but doing okay. Looking for a picture of the vehicle. Yeah, threw it up over the retaining wall. Doggone it. I'm sure the driver just feels terrible as well. Thanks for sending this in. I mean, this brings the saga to an end, I guess.
Do you take that home for taxidermy trophy purposes?
Look what I hit with my car. Keep them, put the grill right up beside it. Maybe you could do the taxidermy with it sprawled. Yeah. Wow. No, days after the cougar was spotted roaming through the Lowry Hill neighborhood. Yeah, just couldn't. Yeah, so he has to cross some interstates, right? Has to cross some roads to get the hell out of here and back out west. Or I guess he might have been headed up to northern Minnesota or the UP or something. 77 verified cougar sightings. Since 2004, there have been 77 verified. All right, I'm just reading on now. But yeah, that's a bummer.
The rain is over.
Yeah, you just kind of want them to get out of here. A couple of fun sightings, and then get your ass out of here, buddy. But yeah, the coug has been killed.
That's crazy.
That is. We're gonna play something from John Cougar's first album, I Need a Lover. And Yeah. By the way, a total of 126 cougar attacks in the last 100 years in the United States, the lower 48 here, 27 of which were fatal. Yeah, they had one out there in Washington. Was it last year?
I think you're right.
A couple of mountain bikers, and this mountain lion just took one of the bikers off the bike, and the other guy sees it happen but decides to keep biking because, hey, let's be honest, So he continues down the mountain, calls for help. They go back up with help, and there's the mountain lion standing on top of the other biker, which it has now killed and is probably going to consume. But
kind of a cool way to go, though. If you're going to go, a mountain lion attack is kind of sexy.
Yeah, very sexy.
You'd probably make the paper.
I'll tell you what, it would definitely make the paper, I'm sure. It would make the paper, no doubt. And a better way to go. Out west, we have a lot of bear attacks. I just talked with Rudy Norlander out in Bozeman, Montana. That story was in the New York Post. And Rudy had his bottom jaw ripped off by a grizzly bear here about a couple of months ago. He was out looking for a deer that they had bowed on his ATV, had a .44 Magnum and his bear spray with him, and is a fourth-generation Montanan. So, he's no stranger to grizzly bears and being alert and what to look for out there, but this thing was on him. This young boar was on him so fast. And this tough son of a bitch. So I'm talking, he's just now able to talk again a little bit. They did a lot of, obviously, reconstructive surgery. But this tough son of a bitch, you know what he had to say about it? Worst French kiss I ever had.
Oh, my God.
And a grizzly bear ripped off your frickin' bottom jaw.
Why don't you send him some peanut brittle and jawbreakers just for fun?
Oh, but a great guy with a great spirit. He's going to be all right. But anyway, that's what bears do. They just maul the hell out of you. They're actually not trying to kill you. They're just trying to maul you. That's why we have the word maul. But mountain lions, when they attack, boom, right to the neck. You just go to sleep and they bleed you out.
Scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
I'd rather have that, though, than to get ripped apart by a bear, for sure.
Oh, yeah, and then they come back. We have that, and I'm forgetting your name, sir. I apologize. I spoke with you maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and by that I mean probably 10 years ago, on a hunting podcast I did, but we had a fella up here in northern Minnesota. If you're listening, we'd love to get some insight from you, man. 651-989-ROCK, our KQ talk and text line, and I'm sorry I forgot your name. I have a guess, but I don't want to screw it up. But he was mauled by a black bear, big boar, like over 500 pounds that he had bowed in September and didn't kill this thing and was out looking for it, and it got dark and he got lost in the swampy area of northern Minnesota, and this black bear attacked him like 5 times. It would attack him, maul him, tear him up a little bit, and then leave and then come back, which is fairly common for bear attacks. They'll rough you up, they'll walk away and go, there's nothing else to do, no one else to rough. I'm going to go back and rough that guy up. Like at a fight, somebody just keeps coming back and beating the crap out of you. Anyway, he survived and ended up killing the bear himself by stabbing it so many times in the face with a 6-inch knife while it was mauling him this entire time. He said he had so much blood in his face, he didn't know if it was the bear's blood or his blood, but the next day they found the bear. Got him out of there, with one of those life helicopters, airlifted him out of there. He ended up being all right, and I hope a full recovery. I would love to hear from you this morning. 651-989-ROCK. I don't know why I'm going on about that. Now I'm in that, animal mode. We'll get along here. We got, I don't even know what we have coming up at 9 o'clock. Something about New Year's resolutions.
A salute to the grizzly bear.
A salute to the grizzly bear, and we'll talk about grilled ice cubes.
And find your AI laugh, too.
Oh, yeah, and I'll find the AI laugh. All right, we have some homework to do and some rocking out to get to. And remember, you can stream 92KQRS on your phone. Listen anywhere you go. Search 92KQRS at the App Store. Listen from your favorite place for audio. Just tell your smart speaker to play 92KQRS. And you'll find it on the iHeartRadio app. And keep listening. Hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show. 92KQRS. Zep, Tony, Candace, and Steve Gorman are the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
Steve not feeling well today. I'm sure he'll be back at it tomorrow. The story that's been, capturing some attention and a lot of talk the last few days has been this cougar spotted first in the Lowry Hill neighborhood and then yesterday in Kenwood Park. They thought it was using the Cedar Lake Trail, has come to a sad conclusion this morning. Presumably that cougar was hit this morning on 3. I doubt it was another cougar, so it must have been that one. Yeah, hit in Golden Valley. It will growl no more. Hit up there. Motorist, okay. Did quite a bit of damage to the car. These are big cats. But 394 and 100 killed this morning. So, bummer. And we started talking about when wild animals attack. I've talked to a couple of people, now a few people that have been attacked by bears. And Candace, someone called in.
Yes, we have Jeff from Baldwin, Wisconsin.
Jeff, how do?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm getting by. I'm doing all right, man. So, did you hear that cougar was killed there in Golden Valley? Someone smacked it with their car.
Yeah.
Didn't make it across the road.
I heard you say that.
Yeah. And then we started talking about bear attacks, and Candace said you had something about that.
Not a bear attack. When I was 15, which was back in 1975, born and raised on a dairy farm, I got attacked or gored by one of the bulls on the farm.
Ooh.
What provoked it?
He knocked me down from behind. I remember that much, and my feet leaving the ground, and then I don't remember anything until I regained consciousness. But he weighed 1,847 pounds. They could see his hoof print on my sternum.
Oh.
He broke 4 ribs on each side, collapsed my left lung, tearing my diaphragm, internal injuries, and then he used his head to smash my jaw to pieces.
Holy God. I mean, he really worked you over. Now, you were at a dairy farm, you said, Jeff, over there in Baldwin?
Yeah, outside of Hammond, Baldwin, yep.
I probably saw that farm when I jumped out of a plane over there once. Because you're not supposed to milk the bulls. Was that the mistake you made?
No.
I know.
No, he...
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I
so
was
why
out the
did he...
pasture, and he didn't like me being out there, apparently, so...
Very aggressive, obviously, bulls. We've all heard those stories. But he didn't just... I mean, he worked you over. He took some time there to make sure that you were getting it good. Dang, man.
Yeah, and then he didn't want to leave. I can still feel his hoof prints there, his hooves, alongside my chest, because he wouldn't leave. He stayed above me, or... snorting and bellowing and stuff. They had to chase him away and then drag me into the barn.
Had he ever showed any signs of aggressiveness before that?
Not really. A little bit, but not really. Not to the point where he came after somebody.
Wow.
He just saw some competition in the field there. He's like, "There's another big bull out here right now. I gotta make this right." So a 1 ton animal really got you. I mean, you had to. What was the recovery from that like? It must have taken months and months. I mean, did you ever fully recover even?
Well, yes. My jaw was wired shut for 7.5 weeks, something like that. And then you get all excited when the wires come off because you think you're going to chow down right away. That's not the way it is. Your jaw is so tight and sore that you still can't eat good for a while. Everything while my jaw was wired shut went through a straw. Some teeth were missing because of the surgery and the bull and so forth. So everything went through a straw, through that hole in my teeth. And then... to this day, that's 45 years ago, whatever. To this day, I still have some troubles. I get short of breath sometimes. I get bronchitis real easy, stuff like that, because of the lung damage. But
yeah, sure. Now, I mean, what about the psychological?
He didn't, so.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to ask. Now, bulls, they're expensive. They cost a lot of money. We're not talking about a beef cow here. We're talking about a bull, a breeding bull. But after something like that happens, the bull's got to go, right?
He was gone the next morning.
Yep, that would have done it for sure. And then what about psychologically? Now, I would have had a hell of a hard time walking out into a pasture again after that. How about yourself?
I've never dreamt about it. I stayed on the dairy farm for a number of years after that, had bulls that I guess I wasn't smart enough to be scared of them or something. I don't know. It never bothered me.
Oh man, that's I've got to be honest with you. I'm not sure that I could, take that same attitude into that. I'd be looking over my shoulder. I'd be like, get the bulls over on the other field, or you corral them up or something before. But doggone it, man. Well, here you are today. What's that?
It was never an issue. It never bothered me.
Yeah, well, that's double tough right there. Thanks for calling in and sharing your story. It's Jeff, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, Jeff. Well, you're up. You're listening to KQ this morning. Life goes on, but yeah, that's a hell of a thing. Very few people ever experience being attacked viciously like that by a wild animal, let alone a 2,000-pound bull, man. So glad you're still here with us, brother. Thanks for sharing the story.
Take care, man.
All right, yeah, you as well.
Wow,
yeah,
not a fair fight.
No.
Hey.
No. My brother was rolled by a steer one time when we were working cattle, is what you call it. You bring them in and we call dipping them. You pour a little pesticide down their back to keep the critters off them and stuff like that, and give them a couple of shots. And this thing came out of the chute, and my dad had told my brother to just step up and go, yeah, so we get him back in the corral. Well, Chris, this thing came out of there just snorting mad, snot going everywhere. And you learn when you get a little bit older working cattle that body posture means no, they don't get a yeah. It means you get up on the fence. But Chris was young and yeah, and that bull rolled him a couple of times, but nothing like what happened to Jeff. He never stomped on him. He never really got into him and gored him or anything like that. He just sort of knocked him down. And I think Chris was going down. He was going into the tuck and roll position as it leapt over top of him. So we all get to have a bit of a laugh there at the end of that one. But it's a hell of a deal. While we're on it, this story just in this morning. Now, if I said a runaway kangaroo punched a cop in the face, you'd say Looney Tunes. But what country that happened, obviously, in which country?
Well, of course, you would go to Australia.
Yes, but yeah,
first
not in Australia, that continent right there. No, much closer to home in Canada. An escaped kangaroo punched a cop in the face. You think he had the boxing gloves on? As they attempted to capture it. It had been on the run for 4 days up in Canada. That's a frosty time of the year up there in Canada.
What is with the kangas, too? They love to duke it out.
They just are. That's just, they're like that. They're like those guys, those hockey players from White Bear Lake. They just want to fight. Every time you meet one of them, hey, how's it going, man? Good. And they just make a fist. You're like, what are you doing? Oh, I just thought I'd punch you. Hey, just thought I'd give you a good rapping. This is a little tongue-in-cheek update about the incident from the Oshawa Police Staff Sergeant Chris. I can't pronounce his last name. It's something very French. Ha, ha, ha.
In accordance with best practices by the handlers, the officers actually just grabbed it by the tail and they were able to safely keep her contained in the area. Only one of the officers was actually struck in the face during the apprehension, but he'll be just fine and we won't be continuing the investigation.
Wow, that was just I could listen to that guy for hours talk about how that kangaroo, but yeah, the cop's going to be all right. But yeah, they're dukers. They don't even have it's those feet, man. Well, that's it. When you've got those haunches like a kangaroo has and those big club feet, that's your weapon, right? But you're right. They just seem to have a bad disposition. I don't know if you guys remember this story we did about a month or so ago. God, it was probably longer than that now. A YouTuber who crashed his plane on purpose. He jumped out. He did it for like a watch commercial. This guy's a professional jumper, kind of one of these extreme dudes. And he jumps out, he parachutes, and you can see his watch, and the plane crashes in the background. Well, apparently that's not cool. It's not like an old car. You can just, run into a barn wall out on the farm. You're not allowed to just let planes crash. Trevor Jacob is his name. I think I've got a little bit of the audio here.
Oh my gosh, get me out of this. I guess I should probably document what's going on. I cut my finger pretty bad, got my elbow. I'm just so happy to be alive.
Oh, that was the other thing too. Not just a stunt, but he faked it like he really had crashed and bailed from the plane, man. And he got a lot of attention on the internet. And now he's going to jail. Trevor Jacob, his name, sentenced to 6 months in federal prison for obstructing a federal probe because he lied about the accident and what had happened. And they figured out that it was all just one of those online stunts.
Isn't a big enough punishment is that he cut his finger?
Yeah, right.
He suffered enough.
Yes, the poor man has suffered enough. This story, it's one of these creative sentences that judges throw out there, They do it from time to time. They'll make you go live with your, ex or something like that if you're being a weirdo or something like this. I kind of like this one. This is an Ohio woman who got arrested for throwing her Chipotle order at an employee because she didn't like the way her Chipotle bowl was made. Yeah, that just chucked it right out. What is, right? one of these assholes. You almost want to see this happen, and then you want to have your pet kangaroo with you. Just to give them a good thumping. What were you thinking? So the judge says, hey, you're out of control. You're insane. You're a menace to society. We're going to give you 180 days in jail. There you go. You're going to jail. Or you could do this.
Do you want to walk in her shoes for 2 months and learn how people should treat people, or do you want to do your jail time?
I'd like to walk in her shoes.
She didn't get a snap on her wrist. She's going to learn how to work in fast food, and hopefully it'll be good.
And no one deserves that. So I thought, why should the city taxpayers pay for her and feed her for 90 days in jail if I can teach her a sense of empathy?
There you go. That'll teach her. 60 days behind the counter, learning what it's like to work on that. I hope she screws up a fast food bowl, and somebody gets really irate at her. By the way, that was handed down by Judge Gilligan, Judge Timothy Gilligan. All right. Isn't that fantastic? I love it. Good old Judge Gilligan.
Skipper.
Oh, and this is some fun audio this morning we've been having some fun with. The Wild have been on a 4-game tear here, getting her done, just ripping the Flames up in Calgary. They're coming to town next week, not the Wild. Calgary. We gave away some tickets for that game. But yeah, they're just getting it done under Coach John Hines here. We talked about that earlier. Who knows what turns team psyches around, but we know it's a good team from last season, right? Should be an improved team even this year, and now we're finally starting to see that. But the hockey news last night goes to Tampa Bay Lightning goalie Andrei Vasilevsky, who had his 33rd career shutout when they beat the Dallas Stars Monday night. It was the reporter here who lets one rip that brings Andrei's interview to an end.
What's gone through your mind in the last 48 hours?
Obviously, it wasn't great feeling a last game, but what was the question? Mindset. Yeah. So just sorry.
How do you recover?
Yeah, you don't. You just laugh your way through it. And
didn't it sound like that?
It did. It sounded exactly like that. That's weird, man. We were talking about when wild animals attacked this morning. The cougar killed, if you haven't heard, out on 394 and 100. How about when we fight back? Listen to this goofball. A Tokyo taxi driver arrested for deliberately driving into a flock of pigeons and killing one. So what? You killed a pigeon. There's a billion of them. They're rotten they're flying rats. I'm not a big pigeon fan. Reportedly because he was angry that the birds were on the road. A 50-year-old guy used his car to kill a common pigeon, although I'm going to put this right up there with the lady that chucked the Chipotle bowl at the worker. Really? Yeah. The pigeons are on the road, and oh my God, I've had enough.
Can't you just give a honk?
Yeah, give a honk. Don't worry about the pigeons. I don't know what's a bigger menace to downtown Tokyo, taxis or pigeons. Tokyo police had a veterinarian perform a post-mortem on the pigeon. Okay, all right. Everyone calm down, all right? He's running pigeons down. They're doing a post-mortem. He's being charged. By the way, using his car to kill a common pigeon, not a game animal. I guess, if it was a pheasant, he could have just mowed that thing down, but can't do that with a game animal. Oh, man, I forgot to do this. I wanted to get this in at the top of the hour. We had Jeff call in. Got attacked by that bull, though, and I was eager to hear the story. So let's do it now. Sale on Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Rager. And feel free to just say that out loud. It feels good. Rockin' Wrestling Rager at sea. Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Rager at sea back. 5th installment, by the way. They've been doing this 5 Alive. We're sending one winner and your guest on the sold-out voyage. You'll sail from Miami to Cozumel on the Norwegian Pearl. 4-day adventure. I'd say it's an adventure. You've got rock and roll on there, wrestling, comedy, live podcast, and paranormal explorations, of course. Just outrageous stuff in the middle of the ocean. Here's what you got to do. Text right now the national keyword voyage to 95819. Text voyage to 95819 right now to enter for a chance to win your seat on Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Rager at sea. I'm out of breath. Hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
That's just making me miss old Barfy Gorman this morning.
Barfy Gorman.
Old Barfy Gorman. We're just going to call him Barfy for the rest of the week. I hope he's feeling better and back in action tomorrow morning. Yeah. That's Tony, Candace, and Zepp. How you guys doing this morning?
Oh, great. Just great.
Not Barfy.
I felt a little barfy yesterday.
Did you?
I did, but it's settled.
Well, good.
Not coming back. God, that did sound like me. Hold on a second. I'm going to laugh the same.
Oh, wait. It sounds weird.
Seriously, that's the AI laugh?
That was it. Like, you guys didn't get it. I've used that on the air like 5 or 6 times.
I did think that was weird, and I was going to make fun of you for it, but then...
It sounds a little...
Ew, I hate it.
A little fakey contrived.
I hate
a little bit. But...
What are you saying about my AI? Don't you talk about my AI that way, mister.
That is wild.
I know. So just to catch the listeners up, I recorded this, and I'm trying to remember what the program is. That would have been some handy information to pass along, wouldn't it? I used this AI program, but if you just Google AI voice generator, one of these will come up, and I just read a couple of rhymes into it, and then you type what you want it to say, and it will say it back in your voice. Now, I thought it sounded fairly robotic when I tried to, mash out a sentence. Like I said something like, "Tony, that's hilarious, man." But it didn't. It sounded too robotic.
Well, no one would believe that anyway.
Yeah, Zepp would never say something kind and flattering toward anyone. But I thought the laugh wasn't too bad.
Ew.
Weird.
That's not me. That's me just typing in laugh, enter.
Oh, try it again. It is so realistic.
I know, that's creepy crap, isn't it?
Wow.
I know, that's weird. Well, after AI takes over the planet, completely destroys us, it's a post-apocalyptic world because come on, set the egg timer. It's probably all coming to an end. In our post-apocalyptic world, this is something that I would imagine would happen when we're just, scrounging around for old cans of dog food and, contemplating eating our friend who just passed away. The latest specialty food treat out there, grilled ice cubes. How'd you like your ice cubes this morning? Medium rare?
Yeah. What?
There's some TikToks making the rounds. This is happening in China, claiming that grilled ice has become a specialty street food. The vendor takes some ice, throws it on a grill, seasons it with chili, cumin, scallions, coriander. I've never eaten coriander. What
coriander.
Is that? Coriander, all right. Yeah. And some various sauces, then serves it up. And they're grilling the ice. But, I was the guy who was like, oh, you can't deep fry a candy bar. But you can. A lot of people wonder if the ice would melt, but the idea is to use big chunks of ice, grill it quickly, but you're just crunching through ice.
You're just having a mouthful of spice.
Yeah,
that's kind of wet.
Yeah, that's weird. You know what? I'm gonna MP3 that to you guys, and you can use it for my phone ring. Because I call so often. Oh, look who it is again.
So creepy.
That is
right.
That is
scary. That is super creepy. The big story of the morning, of course, the cougar was run down. Couldn't get out of the cities. It's been hanging around town for a couple of days. We've been talking about it, having some fun with it. Some cool cougar joke. Well, there is no such thing as a cool cougar joke. Really not anymore. It's been done to death. But yeah, anyway, really rooting for the coug to get the hell out of town, right? Or do something spectacular like, I don't know, clean up some of the coons that we have around here, or I guess I'd leave the possums alone. I'm okay with the possums, but I think Candace agrees with me that there are just too many damn raccoons around here. But too many highways to cross. That's why mountain lions don't belong in the metro, man, because, some motorist plowed into it, mowed it down this morning accidentally. Of course, the motorist is okay. The vehicle is not, and the cougar is not. 394 and 100. It's all over the news. You want to track down some video. No more coug. Bummer.
Hardly knew ye, coug.
I'm sad it died.
I'm sad it died too, but it does kind of make me want to laugh.
Sounds like your murderer laugh.
The KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.